All right, hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Wadash. Double honors due to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Rule well. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the Lord's elect out there. It's the brother Yeshaya coming at you with a quick in transit. Man, this is just gonna be about, sometimes it's good to just shut the fuck up, man. The scriptures talk about women being clamorous, and as men, the most powerful men, the most austere men really don't say too much, and sometimes brothers can be long-winded, me myself included, and that's why I'm doing this video and talking about myself. I could be included. Sometimes you'll have a talking demon on you, but it's best to, because you can put your foot in your mouth, you can say something that you don't mean, and we fighting spirits. We are fighting spirits, so ain't no telling, fighting these thoughts. So yeah, it's best to just, shut the fuck up sometimes, man. And even when, you're at camp, or you're with certain brothers, or talking with certain brothers on the phone, the scriptures say not to interrupt the man in his speech, all right? And, hey, sometimes we, like I said, just need to shut the fuck up. And I'm first and foremost talking to myself. Because, when you talk to brothers and everything like that, you don't want to be the long-winded brother. When you're on certain calls or in class or whatnot, you don't want to be the brother where, your point gets drawn out. And every time you make a point or something, brother's like, man, I said GOT got, but, my God, man, this dude, every time he has a point, he gonna draw that motherfucker out, and that could happen. It happens sometimes, and sometimes we get along with it. One of my favorite elders, Yashawamba, the Apostle Tahar jokes with him about him being, a little long with it, but hey, that's ain't nothing wrong with that, because that elder, he does amazing videos, and it's always edifying. But that doesn't give us younger brothers the leeway or the go ahead to be the same way. Okay, you got some of the apostles or the elders, they'll just they'll do a lesson, and I ain't gonna say I ain't not rambling, definitely not that. That's not what I'm trying to portray. But they'll just go ahead and speak, but that's coming from wisdom. We need to suck all that up, and I mean that doesn't really apply most of the time for us younger brothers, So, hey, man, sometimes it's good to just shut the fuck up, hold your peace. The scriptures talk about holding your peace. You don't have to say things every time. You don't have to be the brother that's, just the talkative one. And like I said, I'm first and foremost talking to myself. I'm not speaking of any brother in particular. But, yeah, that talking demon really can take hold of you. Because, just be real, we've been raised, been around Jake women all our lives, and what do? Ramble, keep going, and I hate when my woman talk too much. So how much more when you're trying to portray a point, or you're talking to brothers and you're over talking brothers, you're not letting them speak, because like I said in the scriptures, they talk about to not interrupt the man in his speech. So I mean, we at this point, we really have to apply these scriptures. When we first come in, out the gate, that's the most pivotal thing to apply these scriptures. But, sometimes we'll get complacent and forget some of the, I don't want to say smaller things or smaller issues in the truth, or not issues, but, smaller things and words of advice that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai gives to us. All right, thinking we know it all just because we know some pre's. But yeah, you don't want to be that brother talking too much, or yeah. So, and brothers be scared to call you because or answer your call because they're like, oh man, he gonna talk my ear off. Ain't nothing wrong with venting, but just have our words seasoned with salt, and to just keep the words few as possible. And like I said, one of the greatest quotes that I've heard about this subject is a wise man will say, or intelligent man can say, I'm back now. Intelligent man can say the most in the least amount of words. So basically, what's the word? Condensing our words and being able to portray everything that you got to say with least words possible. And I paraphrase some scriptures, but the scriptures, they give us everything. They give us everything that we need, to not offend brothers, to not, be a so-called burden to brothers. Okay, because like I said, you don't want to be that brother, especially when drinks get involved. You don't want to be that brother that just always talking, always yapping. And I'm speaking from experience. I used to be that. I could be that brother sometimes. I ain't gonna say I used to be that brother, but I can be that brother sometimes. And brothers are love you and care for you, so they won't say it. But we got the spirit of discernment, and we can tell. Like, damn, I said too much, or I was too long-winded. But hey, it's all good, man. We almost out of this flesh, but I just wanted to do that. Giving our honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachah, Double honors due to the apostles, the elders, the great millstone. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the Lord's elect out there. Shalom.